Thank you. As we know very well, we are going to organize interest conference on multidisciplinary criteria related to science and technology. I would like to welcome for this conference today keynote speaker Dr. Hari, Professor Dr. Sukumar Gupta, Chief Managing Director, Research Foundation of India, Professor Dr. Ajay Jain, National Coordinator, Research Foundation of India. For this conference, we have received near about 48 plus articles. You can have a good look the abstract proceeding in the Slovenia. This conference approved, has been approved by the MHRD, isbn.gov.in. You can have a good look of the souvenir by the giving proceeding. So thank you very much for this conference. Now we will start the further proceeding for the conference. Thank you very much, Rajesh. Thank you. Please.
Hello everyone, this is Professor Dr. Sukumar Gupta, MD. I feel honored to be invited to this international conference on innovation and development, a recent trend in commerce, science and humanities. The aim of this webinar is to provide the most complete and reliable source of information on the trends development in the field. This conference covers a broad range of sources in this area. Now it's my privilege and honor to welcome faculty dignitaries, support person, and experts available for this training program. I'm enrolled to Dr. Karan, Chairman RFI, among the included Dr. Ajay Jain and the entire team RFI and organizers. I'm thankful to all who have given their input in this activity and all participants who managed this training program. Thanks for your attention. And again, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, welcome all dignitary, our keynote speaker, Dr. Hari, sir, uh, CMD, Research Foundation of India, Dr. Sukumar Gupta, sir, Chairman, Dr. Saurabh Jain, sir, and all participants. Today, we gather to celebrate the twin pillars of human progress, innovation and development. These forces are the driving engines behind our societal transformation, carving out the path from the primitive age to the modern era. Innovation is the spark that ignites change. It is creative spirit that dares to question the status quo, the curiosity that leads to groundbreaking discoveries, and the determination to turn vision into reality. From the wheel to the smartphone, innovation has reshaped our world, making the impossible possible and the dream tangible. Development. Development, on the other hand, is the structure that gives shape to innovation. It is the meticulous process of taking ideas from the drawing board to the real world, ensuring that they are accessible, sustainable, and beneficial to all. Development bridges the gap between inspiration and impact, turning potential into progress. Together, innovation and development are the dynamic glue that propels humanity forward. They have the power to solve our most pressing challenges, from climate change to healthcare, from education to economic growth. By forecasting a culture of innovation and investing in sustainable development, we can build a brighter future for the generation to come. So, welcome our participants, and thank you RFI for giving me opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I'll share my screen. Just give me a minute. I'll just start my screen. Can you see my screen, sir? Okay. Yes, sir. This is what. Can you see my presentation right now? The first slide I have focused. Can you see the screen now? Okay. Yes. No, it's not. Oh. Can you see the screen, sir? Okay, the title of the paper is Assessment of Knowledge and Barriers in Conducting Research Amongst Dental Undergraduate Students in Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. This is a survey based study which we conducted. Background and rationale for conducting this study was in contemporary progress of technological advancement in healthcare have stirred individuals towards leading healthier lifestyles. So, in our profession, in medical or healthcare sectors, research plays a vital role to provide an evidence-based practice. Actually, so this enhancement in the healthcare sector are primarily attributable to diligent research efforts. Globally, dental research is making significant strides, showcasing rapid advancements. So now we have seen that since COVID times, the research is at the topmost notch for every other country, every other state. But despite India's status as a most populous country globally, renowned for its inquisitive intellectual capacities, in 2021 study, it revealed that the contribution of India to global dental research is normal, that is only 1.21%, with a regional representation of 2% within Asia. So, research holds a significant role in professional development and knowledge acquisition of dental practitioners, fostering evidence-based practice. Now every other professional do require evidences to come up with good practice, but when it comes to healthcare sectors we are dealing with human beings, so their evidence-based practice plays an vital role. Regrettably, numerous impediments hinder the research endeavors of undergraduate students during their academic training. We tried to find out what could be the reasons why undergraduate students are not interested in conducting research projects. What are their hurdles? First, to know their hurdles, we tried to assess what knowledge they have. In search of that, we tried finding out review of literature. Whatever the data was available, we tried to find out. A study by Girotra et al. They assessed the knowledge, attitude, and practice towards infection control among the dental undergraduate students. Then Unni Krishnan, who identified barriers to conducting research among dental students, they did a study, and finally they found that there is less knowledge about uh, research, about how to conduct the research project, how to take up that, and what all type of research project are there. And the current literature was showing only few selective questions were there in the questionnaire tool. So we aim to assess the knowledge and barriers in conducting research among dental undergraduate students in Mumbai and Navi Mumbai, which is a survey. Our objectives were to assess knowledge of research methodology among undergraduate dental students, to identify barriers that prevent students from conducting research, to provide insights from curriculum improvements and mentorship programs. Methodology, here we used a questionnaire based study, which was a cross sectional study. Participants were all dental students amongst Navi Mumbai and Mumbai, from BDS first year to interns. Location, of course, as I said, Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. Tool was self administered Google form questionnaire, and if we consider about ethical considerations, it was approved by scientific board, ethical committee as well, and informed consent was obtained from all of the participants who all were participating in the study. Confidentiality and anonymity was maintained. Target population, I have already explained. Our sample size was 380 students. The inclusion criteria was the students who all are enrolled in BDS program in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, and those who all are willing to participate. The exclusion criteria were postgraduate students and students who are not willing to participate. The questionnaire development and validation. Now, for any other survey, it is mandatory to conduct some programs like a focus group discussion, or they have to conduct a pilot study. Then only we can come to know whether the questionnaire tool is reliable with the population, or whether it is validated. Why are we selecting such questions? So that, considering that, we validated our questionnaire tool. It was a self-developed tool. We validated that, and for reliability we did a Cronbach's alpha coefficient test. The numerical which we got was 0.80, which was highly reliable. So our questionnaire tool was highly reliable for the survey. Now, Google Forms were spread in between those interns who all were participating. For statistical analysis, we used the form of Microsoft Excel and IBM Spaces 26 version. So, statistical analysis we used were estimated were frequency and percentage. Chi-square test was done, as well as p-value was less than 0.05. That means it was statistically significant, and confidence of interval was 95%. So sorry for the formatting errors over here. Demographic data was asked to the students, such as their name, gender, which year they are which year they are, and from whichever college they are located in Mumbai or Navi Mumbai. And we asked questions about awareness of the study design, statistical analysis, understanding of ethical clearance, and informed consent. And I do mean regarding like awareness of the study design, the questions were set up like that. The statistical analysis, bias, and all such sort of questions were kept in the questionnaire tool. Understanding of ethical clearance was very, very important in the field of this particular healthcare professionals. So we had asked few questions on that as well. And lastly, coming to the barriers to the research participation, it was very, very important for us to know why this young generation is lacking to conduct any sort of study, or they don't want to conduct study, or is it like they are not getting any help. So we had divided our questions like lack of faculty mentorship, limited funding and resources, or academic workload and time constraints. So what was their reason? So all those questions were included in the questionnaire tool. Now, quality control measures were taken. Pre-testing on 10% participant, that was done for Cronbach's alpha as well. That was a pilot study which we did. Anonymous responses to reduce the biases was done. Then regular reminders to send and ensure the high percentage of response. Now, these are the results. We asked for the like questions like distribution as per, do you know how to select a research topic? Are you even aware how do we select? So first year writes and second year writes, we intentionally asked them these questions after few series of research modules. We gave them 11 to 12 research modules. We definitely provided some of the info, and then we had asked this question. It was not for first year rights and second year rights, third year rights and final year rights were not provided anything, and the questionnaire was circulated amongst them. So the distribution as per this was the question, distribution as per do you know how to write a research paper, do you know conducting research require through the knowledge of research methodology, distribution as per did you know there are method of sample collection, distribution as per what is the informed consent, then statistician for statistical analysis, or we asked about do you know how to determine sample size, do you know how to apply research grants and funds. So all such questions were included, and surprisingly we found that students are not interested, or students are lacking to conduct any study just because they are not aware of all sort of research projects, what simple research projects they can take during their curriculum. And it was one of the reason for not conducting research projects were lack in mentorship. So they have a the studies this curriculum where they are bound to read only these books. If I take any other professionals, they do have projects. Like if I take engineering, if I take any other fraternity, they do have some sort of project submissions in their undergraduate level as well. But when I consider about dentistry, during their BDS, during their undergraduate course, they don't need to submit any sort of project. Hence, already there is a set of books or set of subjects which they needed to read, and hence some of the students stated that because of extracurricular extra work which they do in authentic or conventional curriculum, it is quite difficult to conduct some other project and like excel in that. So there were two major reasons. One was lack of mentorship, and two, it was the students were burdened with the. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I was explaining. I thought, sir, it's visible. Just give me some time. I'll try and focus. Can you see now? Now, shall I start with the discussion? Is the discussion slide visible? Yes, sir. Okay. So, discussion is like if we compare some similar studies which were found in another countries like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, they conducted such same studies, but they found the same barriers amongst those BDS students. Curriculum overload, insufficient training, poor research awareness, all these were the common things which are with the BDS students. So, as a teachers, as mentors, we do feel we are not policy makers, but such surveys should be there, more or such surveys should be conducted so that our curriculum will focus on needs of current era rather than focusing on something which is not in the current time and teaching them that thing. Research is a one of the pillar now in any practice, so such kind of policy making is very important. So in curriculum we need to change that in Indian scenario. Then comes insufficient training, as conducting research is not an undergraduate level subject, or it is not a compulsory thing to do. Those who all are interested, those who all are advanced learner, we help them with research. So hardly one or two students in a classroom of 70-80 students, they perform research projects. But this particular research understanding of research and conducting research projects should be properly trained to them. and poor research awareness. So many of them are not even aware that they can conduct simple studies also. So they are not aware of types of study, they're not aware of biases which can be there in the study, what is the scientific manner to conduct any study. So they should be focused, they should be trained properly. Then again, this Pakistan and other higher research knowledge levels like 43.2% and 44% compared to our own Mumbai and Navi Mumbai. So it was quite shocking for us as well. And study in Riyadh found that mandatory research programs improved student participation and knowledge. And Gorin et al. In USA, they said that 49% of the dental students engaged in research only when made compulsory. So hence we feel that in India also it has to made compulsory. That's what we in the future prospect we would like to speak about this only, that it has to be compulsory in India as well. So Indians researcher has stated that or recommended that making research a core part of BDS curriculum will help this. Then universities should integrate structured research training. The same thing, only mentoring and research funding. One more part of conducting research was research funding and institutional support. So nowadays, most of the institutes, they do provide seed monies and all to conduct faculty based research projects. Yet undergraduate level students are not able to apply for research grants, they are not aware of how to apply for research grants. So those sort of drives are supposed to be conducted throughout the India, so that our ratio, so that our percentage of conducting good research projects, publishing good research projects will be more. So that will be our future perspectives. We will be conducting more and more studies after even providing the knowledge. Then again the study will be conducted. That is our continuation of our study. So conclusion of my presentation would be moderate research knowledge was observed among students. So it was not completely, they were not aware. So those who all are who all were aware, we should be motivating them to conduct some research projects. Major barriers which we found in our research project was lack of faculty guidance, limited resource and funding, insufficient training in research methodology. Recommendation was integrate research methodology in BDS curriculum, introduce mentorship program for research guidance, and provide funding and research exposure opportunities. So thank you so much for giving me time and for your patient learning.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, sir. I'm here. Yeah. So I'm sharing the screen. I hope it's visible. Can you hear me, sir? Yeah. Is my screen visible, sir? So hello, sir. Is my screen visible? Yeah. 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 I am ready, sir. I'm ready. I have shared my screen also. Uh, 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 yes, sir. Entire screen. Yeah, yeah. Share. Yeah. Share. Yeah. Video of. Yeah. Sir, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 1 minute, sir. I have opened the PPT. Uh, yes, sir. I have clicked. Uh, Full screen. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning to all of you who have for the conference. So I'm presenting my work. I'm Dr. Shaileshri Shekhar from Division of Biochemistry, working at Division JSS here, Mysore. So my work is about the role of active ingredients from spices, validation of their anti-breast cancer potential by inhibition of with no lysine kinase 1 via in silico screening by molecular docking. So it is known that protein kinases have a crucial role in regulation of the cellular processes. They participate in several signal transduction pathways, and therefore they are used for development of anti-cancer drugs. It is seen that about 1.7% of human genes, they code for approximately 500 kinases. This with no lysine kinases are newly described subfamily of serine threonine kinases. They feature unusual placement of the catalytic residue lysine 233 at their active site. That is the ATP binding interacting site. This with no lysine kinases have a close link with pathology of breast cancers, and therefore they are now used as potential targets in drug discovery. In mammals, there are total of 4 kinases that have been described till now. They are with no lysine kinase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Although all these kinases have some role in constitutive regulation of homeostasis and blood pressure, it is seen that with no lysine kinase 1 was expressed at very high amounts in cancerous conditions, and reports of its inhibition by the WNK463, one of the inhibitors of WNK1, brought about control of the pathology of breast cancer. Now, this breast cancer in women have been reported, and the treatments are quite strong, including chemotherapy, hormone therapy, and also mostly surgery is involved in removal of the breast, elevating this cancerous condition. Now, spices and their active ingredients have been known from several millennia in our country to be effective as folk medicine and rejuvenate overall health. These properties of spices are due to flavonoids, alkaloids, phenols, terpenoids, anthocyanins, phenylpropanoids, and many others, which have the capacity to inverse the onset of cancer, remove abnormal cell division, irregularities of cell cycle, improper apoptosis. So with all these things background in our mind, we in this present study have used computational methods to study 50 or so active ingredients from the spices which are reported from Spice Board of India for their inhibitory effect on WNK1, which is known to have a role in cancer pathology. So we have used WNK463 which as our reference molecule, which is reported to have inhibitory capacity of WNK1 and has also been used in chemotherapy. So for our in silico docking screening of these molecules, we have used Swiss ADME to determine the pharmacokinetic profiles and identify the molecules with the capacity of inhibition of WNK1. And for these studies, we have isolated protein WNK 3D structure from protein database with the resolution of 2.5 angstrom, and then it was stabilized to and adjusted to human physiology by using PyMol tools. There were hydrogen atoms that were added at appropriate positions so that we can use this WNK for docking studies. So this WNK1 and also the different molecules that are reported from the spices were collected from protein database bank, and they were saved in PDB format using Pyrox08 docking tool with built-in Vina Wizard, Vina the Autodock program. Now these protein and ligands, they were docked to each other at with the Pyrox software with the grid box size of 230, 163, and 177 angstrom units. So the parameter of strong binding affinity to the protein binding forming the stable complex was taken as a criteria to identify the best inhibitor of WNK1, and this was incorporated in our study. Now, the results of this study identified the drug likeliness properties of the ligand, and it was seen that those with molecular weight less than 500 daltons with less than 5 hydrogen bond donors and for less than 10 hydrogen bond acceptors, Q block, PO bar W of less than 5 were taken into consideration. The main amino acids identified for interacting of these 16 ligands with WNK1 were identified as lysine 233 and threonine 386 from WNK1 as indicated in the figures. Now we saw that out of the 16 active ingredients from spices, gamosin from asafoetida and luteolin 7-orthoglucoside from cumin had highest inhibitory potential, as we have indicated here, of -9.1 and -9.3 respectively. They formed highly stable complexes in comparison to the controlled WNK463 with the binding energy of -8.9, as we have indicated in the images that we have presented. Further, we saw that because they showed a better inhibitory capacity in compared to WNK463, we attempted animal cell culture experiment with them, taking the MDMB 231 cells. These are the human breast cancer cells. And when they were treated with luteolin 7-orthoglucoside or gamosin, we could see the characteristics of apoptosis happening. We could see the chromatin condensation in both the samples when they were dual stained with acridine orange and propidium iodide and visualized under confocal laser scanning microscopy. The arrows indicate viable cells that were stained with acridine orange, and those which are stained with representing the LA, they show the late apoptotic cells, and CC, they represent the chromatin condensation that is happening when we are treating these cells with luteolin 7-orthoglucoside or gamosin molecules in comparison to the standard camptothecin which was used in these studies. So all these results identify that these encourages the use of gamosin or luteolin 7-orthoglucoside to repurpose WNK 463 molecules, and they could be used as a treatment for breast cancer patients. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that these moieties, luteolin 7-orthoglucoside or bromosin, which are having high inhibitory potential towards WNK1, could be developed into drug moieties and can be used for breast cancer treatment. So I wish to thank organizers and all others for their patient hearing. And this is my work that I wish to present in today's conference. Thank you. If there are any questions, I would like to answer. Hello? Yes, sir, I have completed. If there are any questions, I would like to answer them. So if there are any questions, sir, I would like to answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah. Thank you,
can-
sir. Yeah. 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 Hello? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello. Yes, sir, I'm present. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm present. Shall I start? Is my screen visible, sir? Hello. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Very good morning to all. Dr. Pawan Bhadang this side from GH Raisoni University, Saikeda, MP. And I'm the assistant professor and the HOD of Embedded Department. Today, I'm presenting my book chapter and this research work on the title Consumer Behavior Towards Eco-Friendly Products. First of all, the objective of the study to investigate consumer perception towards eco-friendly products. In this world, where eco-friendly products are booming, doubts also arise about the factors that determine the demand for these products. The objective of this study is to investigate the key factors which continues the demand for the ecological products, in addition to whether prices of these products are influencing the demand for the same. Modern people refers to choose products that do not interfere in the ecology, as ecological pressure increase at an amazing speed. Eco-friendly products are another thing, but for now, people should encounter the pattern of consumption for conventional products People misuses the product, which affects the economy of the ecology in a negative way. There are numerous factors that affect consumer behavior, but the behavior of the consumer is found as an input in making the policies of the firms as a consumer. In addition, organic products often have high prices, which can be a barrier of low income consumers. Understanding consumer perceptions is important for effective promotion and marketing of organic products. One of the main factors driving consumers to demand environmentally friendly products is the growing awareness of the environmental impact of traditional products. For example, many traditional cleaning products contains chemical that can be harmful to the environment, including the pollutants that can harm waterways and the aquatic life. Conclusion of the research study is the conclusion: environmentally friendly consumption behaviors are becoming increasingly important in today's world because individuals and organizations seek to reduce their environmental impact. This requires a change to more sustainable consumption models, which can be influenced by a range of factors such as environmental attitudes, knowledge, availability of products, and labeling patterns. The studies reviewed in this discussion highlight the importance of understanding these factors to promote environmentally friendly consumption behaviors among individuals, particularly young adults. The research suggests that interventions to promote sustainable consumption should focus on improving attitude towards environmentally friendly products, emphasizing social norms that support sustainable consumption and increasing perceived control over consumption choices. Eco-friendly stands with reduce, refuse, and recycle. Thank you. I, Dr. Pawan Bhadan from JH Raisoni University. Once again, thanks to all of you to listen my this research presentation patiently. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to the team. Any questions? Say anybody can raise the question. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Shall I share my screen, sir? Good morning, sir. Shall I share my screen, sir? Okay. Nice. Thank you, sir. Good morning to everyone. I am R. Sandamichelli, working as assistant professor from Jamama College, Trishapalli, Tamil Nadu, and also I am research scholar from Tandai Periyar Government Arts and Science College, Tamil Nadu. Today I will be presenting a classification algorithms in machine learning, a review of strengths and deficiencies. This presentations will cover an introduction to machine learning, its types, and classification algorithms. We also discuss different classifiers before concluding. In introductions, machine learning enables the computers to learn from data and make decisions without explicit programming. It's widely used in various fields from healthcare to finance for automations and optimizations. So it learning combines the data, algorithms, and computational power to automate decision-making process. This field is study focus on developing a software that can learn, reason, and act like humans, solving complex problems in various domains. So it's become a crucial technology in today's data-driven world. So the vast amounts of data, machines can learn from identify trends, detect anomalies, and optimize process. Next, types of machine learning. There are 4 types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. Each has unique approaches and applications. That is the main primary goal of machine learning is to enable computers to learn from experience and improve the performance over the time. It can also develop skills such as image recognition and language understanding and decisions making. Supervised learning. It uses a label data for classifications and regressions task. There are 2 types, classification and regressions. Classification is a supervised learning task where algorithms predict categorical labels or classes, such as distinguish between spam and non-spam mails. And categorize an image also, that is to identifying it's a dog, horse, cat, like that. And also identify medical diagnosis, determine whether patients are healthy or disease patients. So these are the classification tasks. Next, regressions is a supervised learning task where the algorithms predict continuous values, making it essential for tasks such as predicting house prices, forecasting prices, and energy consumptions. Next, unsupervised learning. So it's identify the patterns in unlabeled data. That is, it includes clustering, dimension reductions, anomaly detections, widely used in customer segmentations and fraud detections. The unsupervised learning, clustering means it's a grouping of similar data points into clusters. Dimensional reductions means to reduce the features reductions, that is reducing data complexity by retaining essential features. Anomaly detections is identifying unusual or outlier data point. And association rules learning is discovering relationship between variables. Semi-supervised learning. So it is a hybrid approach using labeled and unlabeled data. The types of SSLs are self-training, co-training, graph-based methods, and generative models. Self-training means it predicts the labels for unlabeled data that retrains using predictor labels. Co-training means multiple models learn from each other using different views of data. Graph-based models, similarity graphs to propagate the labels. And generative models learn data distributions, generating new label data. Next, reinforcement learning. So it involves an agent learning from an interactions with an environment to achieve a goal. That is, it is an agent through rewards and penalties. So it is used in robotics, gaming, and autonomous systems. Techniques are Q learning and policy gradient and deep learning. So Q learnings are the actions, values, or functions estimations, and policy gradients are directive policy optimizations. Deep reinforcement learnings are the neural networks and actor-critic methods. So these are the oral algorithms. So this table provides quick comparisons of 4 main types of machine learnings. Labels. Supervised learning uses labeled data, whereas unsupervised learning works with unlabeled data. Semi-supervised is a mix of both. So reinforcement learning uses reward signals for learning. And the goals supervised learning is to predict the outputs, for example, to detect the spam detections. Unsupervised learning to find the patterns, for example, clustering. Semi-supervised means improve performance within limited labels. And reinforcement means to maximize the rewards, for example, robotic game AI. So these are the main goals of ML algorithms. Next, algorithms supervised classifications and aggregations is an example for those algorithms. Clustering, dimensional reductions are example for unsupervised, and self-training code trainings are semi-supervised. Q-learning, policy gradient are reinforcement learning. The evaluations metrics are supervised learnings are metrics based like precision, recall, F measures, specificity, accuracy. So these are the metrics based evaluations. Unsupervised learning means it uses visualizations and scores. Semi-supervised means it is also same for metrics, accuracy, for F measures, precision, recalls. And reinforcement use cumulative rewards. The applications of supervised is image classifications and sentiment analysis. Unsupervised customer segmentations and recommendation systems. Semi-supervised image classifications, speech recognitions, medical diagnosis. And the reinforcement applications are robotics, gaming, recommended systems. Next, types of classifications algorithms. So different types of classifications algorithms used in machine learnings. Linear classifiers, it means use a straight line decisions boundary. Examples are logistic regressions, linear discriminant analysis, and linear SVM. And nonlinear classifiers are capture the complex relationships. Example, decision tree, random forest, neural networks, KNN. And probabilistic classifiers based on the probability models. And the examples are Navy Bayes, Bayesian networks, Gaussian mixer models. And ensemble classifiers means it's combined multiple models for getting a better accuracies. So bagging, boosting, gradient boosting, meta boost are examples of ensemble classifiers. And kernel-based classifiers transform the data into higher dimensions for better separations. So SVM, kernelized k-means are the best examples. And tree-based classifiers uses decision trees to split up the data. So decision tree, random forest, gradient boosting, these are the examples. So linear classifiers, these algorithms assumes a linear boundary for logistic regressions or so using logistic functions to apply the linear combinations of input features, whereas the LDA is finding linear combinations of features that maximize the separations. SVM, linear SVMs to find the optimal hyperplane to separate classes with the maximum margins. Non-linear classifiers such as decision trees, random forests, neural networks, and KNN. These are the captured solve the problem complex relationships in data. Probabilistic classifiers. So these classifiers predict probabilities rather than fixed labels. So Navy Bayes, Bayesians, Gaussians are the common examples. So ensemble classifiers, it's improved accuracy by combining multiple models. So these techniques, bagging, boosting, gradient, ADA boost, these are the example for ensemble classifiers. Next, kernel-based classifiers. SVM and kernelized k-means. SVM means it use kernels to find an optimal hyperplane for classifications in higher dimension spaces. Next, k-means it's clustering by using kernel functions to handle non-linear relationships. Tree-based classifiers. So these are the powerful for structured and feature selections. Decision trees are partitions data into regions using decision rules. A random forest creates an ensemble by combining several decision trees, and whereas gradient boostings build the decision trees sequentially, optimizing errors using gradients. And conclusions. Each classification has its own strength and trade-offs. Simpler models offer interpretability, while complex models provide higher accuracies. So ensemble and kernel-based methods further enhance the performance. So boosting and bagging, and the ensemble methods enhance the accuracy and handle the noise effectively. Non-linear challenges, kernel-based, whereas SPM are effective but computationally intensive. Different machine learning algorithms excel in different scenarios. Simple models like logistic regressions or interval, but advanced models like neural networks, it's offer or powerful at computations cost. So here are some key references that support my discussions. So thank you for your time. I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you for the whole team. So any questions, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
So can I present now? So hello, sir. Can I present now? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will share my PPT, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, is my PPT visible, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Anand Singh. I'm a research scholar at Manipur International University. Today, I'm going to present on the topic of impact of parental chronic illness on psychological well-being. Coming to introduction. Chronic illness poses significant challenges for both patients and their families, particularly children. The rising prevalence of chronic disease globally highlights the need to understand their impact on the child development and the family dynamics. This paper explores the psychological effects of parental chronic illness on children, a growing concern in psychology, pediatrics, and family studies. Parental illness can disrupt family roles and routines, affecting children's emotional well-being, behavior, and social interaction. Research indicates that children of chronically ill parent, parents face increased risks of anxiety, depression, and behavioral issues. By synthesizing existing literature, this study examines challenges and the resilience factor, offering insight to develop target support system for affected family. Coming to importance of the study, the psychological impact of parental chronic illness on children has broad implications for families, healthcare providers, and the society. Key reason for this study includes rising chronic disease rate. Chronic diseases are become very common in adults according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention 2021 in the United States. 6 out of 10 adults have a chronic disease. Many of these adults are parents, which implies that a majority of children are growing up with chronically ill parents. Psychological consequences. The children growing up with chronically ill parents have the challenges of facing distinctive psychological issues. Such children are far more prone to emotional and behavioral concerns, such as anxiety and depression, than healthier counterparts. Next, family dynamics. Chronic illness significantly alters family dynamic and can lead to role reversal and children taking on caregiving responsibility. In a parentification effect, such changes seriously affect the social and emotional development of a child. Academic performance. The stress of losing a chronically ill parent may also interfere with the performance of a child in academics. Research reveals that their academic competency or general attendance in schools tends to be low and missing in most schools. Policy implication. Studies in this area may fit into for informing health and the social policies. It could point out a trend toward family-centered care approaches and support services for children with chronically ill parents. A deeper understanding of this issue can guide strategies to support vulnerable families, mitigate negative outcomes, and foster resilience in affected children. Coming to objective. Objective 1, to estimate prevalence and types of psychological issues in children whose parents have chronic disease. Second one, to examine the relationship between the severity and the duration of a child's parents' chronic illness and the degree of psychological effect on the child. Third one, to compare the psychological outcomes of children with chronically ill parents to those of children with healthy parents. Fourth one, to find out the potential protective factors that may enhance resilience in children facing parental chronic illness. Coming to hypothesis, hypothesis was put to test based on the 4 objectives above. Prevalence and the types of psychological issues in children whose parents have chronic disease, relationship between the severity and the duration of child parents' chronic illness and the degree of psychological effect on the child, psychological outcomes of children with chronically ill parents to those of children with healthy parents, potential protective factors that may enhance resilience in children facing parental chronic illness would be. Coming to methodology. Methods. The research had an analytical focus and the incorporated examination of already available data. The necessary information for conducting the research was mostly obtained from the previous work published using narrative review type. Sample size. 60 previous articles were identified at the beginning. Out of this article, 33 articles were included in the sample of the study after screening 27 articles. Coming to results and discussion. The first one, prevalence and the type of psychological issues in the children whose parents have chronic disease. Table of results. This table shows a positive, negative, and a mixed results of the study. Most studies highlight the negative psychological effects experienced by children of chronically ill parents. However, Jan 2017 was the only study to report contradictory results and attribute them to contextual variables, including the type of illness as well as the availability of the social support. Next one, second one, relationship between the severity and the duration of a child parent's chronic illness and the degree of the psychological effect of the child. Tables of the region. Various studies have reported a negative association of increased severity of parents' chronic illness with children's psychological outcomes, such as increased distress with more severe condition, although Armistead et al. 1995 presented a different view that accounts for complex role and support system in relationship dimension. Third one, psychological outcomes of children with chronically ill parents to those of children with healthy parents. Table of the results. Most of the related literature indicated negative psychological effect on children with chronically ill parents. Most of these studies have focused on the internalizing problems, anxiety, and depression experienced by such children. There is less consistency on the impact in externalizing problems whereby some report an increase in behavioral problems and some report no difference from the control groups. The family system illness theory of Roland 1999 is quite useful in understanding chronic illness in the entire family system and stress the importance of intervention directed at emotional and behavioral problems experienced by these children. Fourth one, potential protective factors that may enhance resilience in children facing parental chronic illness. Table of the result. This table shows the positive results of the study. The studies collectively suggested that outcomes are positive when such factors as open communication, a stable family environment, supportive external system, good skills of coping, and a self-efficacy exist. Such factors have a buffering effect, strength, resilience, and facilitate better psychological adjustment among the children living with chronically ill parents. Last one, conclusion. This review highlights the psychological challenges faced by the children of parents with chronic illness such as increased risks of anxiety, depression, and behavioral disorder. The impact varies with illness severity, but protective factors like open communication, stable environments, and strong support networks can aid in coping. The finding emphasized the need for a social perspective in chronic illness management, extending healthcare support to families, and integrating education and community resources. Moving forward, healthcare, education, and the policy system must work together to implement strategies that support these children and their families. Recommendation. Family-based intervention. Family-based intervention means encourage family counseling and the support groups. Educational support. Schools should provide psychological counseling and peer support programs. Healthcare collaboration. Healthcare provides should involve families in treatment plans. Last one, policy development. Governments should establish policies addressing the needs of children with chronically ill parents. The remaining parts are references. Thank you. Thank you all, sir. So my presentation is over, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Hello. Yeah, sir. Pankaj Gabne here. Yeah, sir. Yes, I am present. Sir, my screen is visible. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Pankaj Gabne from Taiwade College, Koradi. And my paper title is Analysis of Investment Pattern of Employees Working in Nagpur district. Objective of the study to understand the investment option preferred by salaried employees in Nagpur, to analyze the factor influencing investment decision, to assess the to assess risk appetite and expected returns, to assess the knowledge and application of modern investment instruments. And other contents of my study, like importance of this study, Nagpur, a prominent city in Maharashtra, India, has become a significant hub for investors, particularly in sectors like real estate, technology, and infrastructure. The city's strategic location and rapid development have attracted both domestic and international investors. Employees working in Nagpur generally invest the following option. First is traditional investment like fixed deposit, recurring deposit, preferred due to safety and guarantee return. This is safety for the investment purpose in long term. Second is public provident fund, PPF. EPF, a must for many employees. This is also for the long term investment, long term saving with tax benefit. Third one is gold and real estate. Gold, physical and digital, paper form, is popular for culture and financial growth also. Security reason is the real estate is considered a stable and long-term investment, although the high initial cost limit participation. Fourth one is stock market and mutual funds. Younger employees and financially savvy people prefer equity and SIP investment. SIP in mutual funds, especially SIP, are gaining popularly due to the professional management of the funds. Like it is rolled out in maximum period like 10 to 20 years. Fifth one is bonds and debenture. Some risks average investor opted for government and corporate bonds for medium term. Next is cryptocurrencies and digital assets. Nowadays, more people are invested in cryptocurrencies and digital. Limited adoption due to volatility and regulatory concerns. Younger, more tech-savvy people are most likely to explore this option: cryptocurrencies and digital assets like equity, debt. Last one is my conclusion. Promoting financial literacy, investment planning workshops, and training can help employee make informed decisions. Diversification strategy. Employees should diversify their portfolio across fixed income, equities, and alternative assets. Retirement planning in focus. Awareness of NPS, pension scheme, SIP should be promoted. Employees can do the SIPs for long term or retirement benefits. Use of technology. Digital investment platform can simply invest tracking and decision making of financial. Thank you once again. I Pankaj Gabne, research scholar, Taiwade College, Koradi. Is there any question, sir?
Yes, sir. Can I present? I'm Gitali Sharma, Dr. Gitali Sharma. Okay. Is my screen visible? Hello, sir. Is my screen visible? Okay. Good afternoon, all present here. I'm Dr. Gitali Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry at Dibrugarh University, Assam. Today, I'm going to talk on the topic, a green corrosion inhibition approach for mild steel employing biopolymers in acid media. These are the heads which I'm going to discuss here. Now, what is corrosion in acid medium? Corrosion is the deterioration of metal when come in contact with the acid environment. That is the environment which consists of high concentration of active hydrogen ions, which lead to the corrosion of the metal. Now, there are various consequences of corrosion, and the most known is the Bhopal gas tragedy, which took place because of the corrosion, which lead to the leakage of the methyl isocyanate and lead to a catastrophe at that time. And the corrosion also causes the leakage of damaged oil pipelines and the leakage of chemicals, which lead to the toxicity of the environment. Now, there are various corrosion mitigation techniques known, like material selection, use of corrosion inhibitors, application of protection coatings, cathodic and anodic protection, out of which the use of corrosion inhibitors is very prevalent. And the corrosion inhibitors may be organic, inorganic, and vapor phase corrosion inhibitors. And the corrosion inhibitors which have oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur in its molecule has better absorption tendency on the metal surface than the others. Now, our work consists of the synthesis of two biopolymer blends, polyvinyl alcohol asparagine and polyvinyl alcohol glutamine. And we studied the inhibitory performance of these two biopolymer blends in mild steel in one normal HCl solution. The characterization of the two biopolymer blends were performed using thermogravimetric analysis, UV visible spectroscopy, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, and proton NMR spectroscopy. The corrosion inhibition efficiencies were measured and compared by implementing the gravimetric weight loss Köppen method. In the preparation of the biopolymer blend, first we took equal amount of the polyvinyl acetate and the amino acid asparagine or glutamine, and then reflux it at 60 degrees centigrade for 4 hours in presence of an acid, oxalic acid, which is an oxalic acid. And the product which was obtained was kept overnight in the refrigerator, and the next day it was filtered to get the final product, which is the biopolymer blend PVA asparagine and PVA glutamine. For the Köppen preparation, the steel was cut in the dimension of 2.5 centimeter into 1 centimeter. It was cleaned with double distilled water and acetone and heated to 60 to 70 degrees centigrade. So for the gravimetric analysis measurement, the percentage inhibition efficiency was determined using this equation 1, which involved the average weight loss of the uninhibited condition of the metal and the average weight loss of the inhibited metal. And the corrosion rates were determined using equation 2. The results and discussion showed from the gravimetric analysis that with the increase in the inhibitor concentration, the percentage inhibition efficiency increased, and subsequently the corrosion rate decreased. The percentage inhibition efficiency was highest when the concentration of the inhibitor was 20%. And for the PVA asparagine blend, the efficiency was better than that of the PVA glutamine blend, which was 99.5%. This graph shows the variation in the percentage inhibition efficiency with inhibitor concentration and the variation in the corrosion rate, which shows a decrease in the corrosion rate with inhibitor concentration. Similar is the variation of the inhibitor efficiencies with inhibitor concentration and corrosion rate in the bar graph. Next, the adsorption isotherm were determined using the data from the gravimetric weight loss measurements. And it was found that the Langmuir adsorption isotherm performed the best among the three other models like the Temkin and Langmuir and Friedrich. And according to the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, the absorption of the metal on the inhibitor on the metal was better, and it was evident from the Gibbs free energy absorption, which was determined by using equation 5. Usually, absorption takes place by two methods, physisorption or chemisorption. Physisorption means physically attachment on the of the inhibitor to the metal, and chemisorption by through chemical bond. So if physisorption takes place, then the Gibbs free energy of absorption should be less than minus 20 kilojoule per mole, and if the chemisorption takes place, it should be greater than minus 40 kilojoule per mole. And our results showed that the Gibbs free energy of adsorption were near minus 40 kilojoule per mole. It was around 33, minus 37, minus 38, something like that. So it implies that the chemisorption is the adsorption mechanism which has taken place for the adsorption of the inhibitor blend, biopolymer blend on the surface of the mild steel. Coming to the conclusion, the biopolymers have non-toxic, environmentally benign properties, which prompted their study into this use of corrosion inhibitor on mild steel. We have prepared two biopolymer blends, PBA asparagine and PBA glutamine, and studied the inhibitive properties in one normal HCl medium for mild steel. And we found that as the corrosion concentration increased, the percentage inhibition efficiency also increased for both the cases. And the Langmuir adsorption isotherm model was best fitted for this study. And we have found that at 20% concentration, PBA asparagine exhibited the highest inhibitory effectiveness, which was 99.50% in the gravimetric weight loss method. These are the references. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the participants. Hello. Yes, sir. Sir, my paper is on a conceptual study on recent trends in e-commerce. The objective of our research paper is to identify the recent trends in e-commerce. First of all, I will give introduction. E-commerce giants can give their consumers more offers and incentives on their marketplace. E-commerce is known as electronic commerce. It means buying and selling of goods and services over internet. It means using the internet and web for business transactions and commercial transactions. The research methodology we have used is a secondary data through literature survey, journals, research papers, and websites. Now I want to tell top trends in e-commerce. Online sales growth is unstoppable. Online shopping is one of the most popular online activities. The usage varies by region. A rising number of people are turning to online shopping. This increase in online shopping attributed to number of factors. One of the most important factors is level of comfort that is provided to online shopping, and also environmental topic influence buyers. Online business needs to step in and make sure that their practices are environment friendly. This includes practices of sourcing product from fair trade organization to help create a greener environment in e-commerce. Next one is mobile shopping is continuously growing, and rise in voice commerce and evolving role of social media in e-commerce, QR code payments, the most important trend today. Role of artificial intelligence. The role of artificial intelligence will become stronger in the coming years as retailers invest in improving areas such as customer service, where artificial intelligence can be used to understand the reaction of customer to product or services purchased. This will play a big role in solving how retailer can improve customer experience. Next one is augmented reality. Augmented reality technologies offer a much richer buying experience. It uptake in the sector will be driven by retail workforce and online shoppers. Next one is personalization in the future. Personalizing the online shopping experience is the key to keeping customers satisfied. The next is visual commerce. One of the many difficulties of running e-commerce store is to have sell product to consumer who have a no chance of physical interaction with your product. That's where visual commerce comes into play. Then after that, our research findings, e-commerce after COVID-19. World is changing due to the adverse effects of COVID. This becomes an opportunity for e-commerce model to attract a greater number of customers as they provide safety. In the era of COVID-19, we have seen that a lot of customers can use this platform for shopping. And the next one is contextual and programmatic advertising. Ads are shown to the target audience chosen on the basis of consumption and preferences. They are then retargeted after a period of time to generate higher span of attention. Then marketing automation. Automated marketing helps in sending out tailored emails to customers, display new products as per visitors' shopping history, and retarget them for necessary product sales. Then enhanced shipping options also. Small improvement like free shipping, same day delivery within a 2 hour has become a mainstream in the positioning. It has used as one of the important strategy to gain consumer confidence in buying the products and services. And the next one is research online and purchase offline. It is the most important significant habit of customers, shoppers who are looking for great negotiations then provided to choose this kind of purchase. Their greater search online helps the seller to understand preferences and reasons for choosing offline purchase. And in the end, conclusion, with the help of e-commerce advancement in technology and changes in the consumer behavior, need to keep an eye out for e-commerce trends. And in the last, I want to tell uh, this all credit goes to the father of e-commerce in the world, that is a Michael Aldrich. Michael Aldrich, who was an English inventor, innovator, and entrepreneur. In 1979, he invented online shopping to enable online transactions processing between consumer and businesses or between one business and another. That technique is later known as e-commerce. And the last, I also want to tell about father of e-commerce in India is K. Venkateshwara is known as the father of e-commerce in India. He co-founded India's first e-commerce company, Fabmart.com, in 1999. The present name of that company is IndiaPlaza.com. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So shall I present my PPT, sir? Yes. Is it visible to all of you? Yes. Okay. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries and my friends. Today I am presenting the solar energy to create a smart compost bin for automated food waste composting. So this is the basis on what mechanical engineering background and thermal engineering. So I'm Dr. Amit Kumar Gupta, Associate Professor at IIT Delhi, Indore. So my presentation will followed by introduction, literature review, research methodology, conclusion, etc. As as all of you know, the composting process has been received much attention to recent year because of increasing volume of wastages. So the special feature which exists with smart compost bin, it is structured like in that manner to control just in a case of some problems like moisture content is that the factor which makes the nutritions bioavailable. So smart compost bin can improve the public area sanitation by returning the virtual nutrients to the soil. And today the waste solid waste management is one among the most important problem in the world. Around 50% of the waste in the world is organic waste. So India ranks second in the world in terms of population. So it produces more than 100 tons of solid waste in a day. It is a mixture of both organic food waste and inorganic waste. Around 78% of food waste which can be recycled. So there are many companies who collect the garbages, cigarettes, and it's convert it into a organic waste into a compost. But as the waste is extremely high, they are unable to realize all the target. So it is better to compost reception. Composting is the decomposition of what organic waste by microorganism under controlled conditions. The organic waste, which forms a significant part of municipal solid waste, has been caused increasing the environmental concern. So by composting organic waste, we can preserve resources and produce a valuable byproduct that can be used as a locally produced fertilizer. So the main thing, the existing compost bin methods and equipment have few challenges which are difficult to handle, such as messy and smelly compost. Time consuming process, it takes around 3045 days. So our main aim is to create a dustbin which is friendly with friendly environment. So in addition of some release greenhouse gases, there are few automatic and high-end compost bins, but they are very expensive and not affordable to us. So this project aim is at the design of compost bin for Indian household kitchen, also as other organic waste generated from the gardens and other resources, which is straightforward to use, order free, economic in nature, and visually appealing. So and designing the compost bin consists of a separate chamber for compost starter. Composting chamber consists shredder, that is mixing blade work on the solar power, air exhaust with filler and output compost collection tray, and also the output of liquid fertilizer is provided neem and trash, which simple mechanism allow the user to maintain cleanliness. Just wait. So our main objective of our project is to create 20 liters of capacity dustbin. So the following methodology which we used, initially we used that create a 2D sketch for the many component. Like our design criteria is frequency of use, use of energy, product handling and easy process, product location, product size. So our product size becomes of 25 liters. So it consists following component. It is a very well-known solar panel. It is easily available. So this is the one component. Another is the geared motor. Gear motor, which is the movable one. So which is useful to create what compose shaft and blade assembly. It is connected with the gear shaft. So and blades with shaft, it is the screen. The compost bin and liquid fertilizer are going to be separated by this screen. Another is connecting pan and outlet provisions. So this is the overall assemblage of the smart compost bin by using different element. So it is having up to the capacity of 25 liters. So it follows the following flow chart, that is input sensors, data processing, supply, control unit, algorithm, GSM, server, data analytics, and mobile application. So the proposed strategies for the management and disposal of degradable waste by composting with solar smart compost will have shown practically in terms of organic matter mineralization. Compost bin plays an enormous role in solid waste management in India, as it is easy to use and price effectiveness, and it oftenly implemented at lower rate. The new design of compost bin is aesthetically good looking and durable. So thank you. Okay, shall I stop my presentation? Anyone have some question? Any questions? Hello. Am I audible?
Sir, I presenting my paper, sir. Chaya Chauliwar. Okay, sir. Good afternoon. Myself is Chaya Ishwada Chauliwar. and my research topic is title of research paper is contract labor. Can I audible, sir? The objective of my study is the demographical variable of the contract labor, the evaluate the economic condition and primary factor influence on determine of the contract labor basis labor, to assess the working condition, welfare measure and social security measure provided to the contract basis employee, to study the role of the contract basis employee in a trade union activity, to suggest way and mean for the determinant of the contract basis employee based upon the present study. The introduction of study is there is a India is a country with a large labor force in the world. In the last 2 decades, the most countries, include India, have liberalized their labor market and amend some labor laws to attract greater investment. This economic liberalization has turned the labor market more feasible in favor of capital. The type of the contract labor. Contract labor can be broadly divided into 2 main categories, one being on the job contract and other on the labor contract. Under the job contract, employer allowed the particular work or job on the contract for the lump sum payment, wherein the material and the labor would be the next contract. Once the job is complete, they will move to the next contract. In this way, production takes place at the location after the establishment which has given the contract. Limitations of the study: there will be no control over the demographical of the contract basis employee. There will be no control over the economic status of contract basis employee. There will be no control over the type of work carried out by the employee. Research methodology. Research methodology include the research design and the specific procedure used in the condition study. This include the information regarding design, sample selection, research instrument and its development, data collection method, methods of data analysis, primary data collection method and the secondary data collection method. Hypothesis of the study: there is no significant difference between the age of the contract basis employee and their level of income. There is no significant difference between the work type of the contract basis employee and their level of income. There is no significant difference between the literacy level of the contract basis employee and their level of income. Conclusion: contract labor refers to the system where the worker are hired through a third party contract instead of directly by the company, often leading to potential exploitation due to the less job security and benefit. Thank you, sir.